Grand final, fair enough, fair play. But what's the matter with a draw
Nothing.
for 1 point?
Nothing. Everyone says the same thing. There's nothing wrong with a draw. Have a point each. But if you're going to have golden point, let's not be called golden point. Let's be called golden try. Let's not separate it by a drop goal or a penalty kick at goal for being offside from an attempted drop goal.
Well, I'm happy that in Super League we get something for a great performance, and you get a point if you've really fought your way back into a match or you've hung on for the point in Super League. But in the final, you've got the golden point.
That's in the future.
Yeah.
This is now. And what a game it's been.
Could I make the point, though, Eddie, that in the NRL, you still do get a draw if it's full time after the golden point extra time period.
Okay. Well, this will be interesting tonight. They'll just go on. We could be here till midnight. This is Kidwell. Feeds the ball wide. It's Soliola. Last one for New Zealand. Back it comes to Stacey Jones. Hoiks the kick downfield. Good kick too, over the top of Carmichael Hunt. He's got to run it back. And the black and white wall arrives. And Falongo misses him. But Asatazi doesn't. Clatters the Australian full back to the ground. 10 metres from his own line. This is pressure.
I don't
Here's
know about
Inglis.
the players, but I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm out on my feet. Whatever they're feeling out there is unbelievable.
Luke O'Donnell driving it forward. Standing up to the chance was Adam Blair. Here goes Cameron Smith again. Fires the pass to Thurston. Thurston makes the break. Thurston's on his way. Support both ways. It's to Lockyer. It's to Lockyer. And Lockyer completes a glorious year. Darren Lockyer with the try that wins the Tri-Nations. Thurston credited with the break. Darren Lockyer is 32nd international try. And Brent Webb and the New Zealanders are heartbroken. There was such support for Thurston's break. Lockyer, it had to be. The week that he's been named as the International Player of the Year, the winner of the Golden Boot comes up with the golden four-pointer that takes the Tri-Nations trophy back to Australia for the third time. Joy for the green and golds, absolute despair for New Zealand and the holders.
Tremendous effort from both sides. And as we kept saying throughout this game, Lockyer, they've shut him down so effectively. And yet, the first break from Thurston, and it just had to be. It's the dream come true for this man, number 6.
Yes, 1998. Darren Lockyer emulates the man who, in that year, Alan Langer, led Brisbane to the grand final victory, led Queensland to the State of Origin glory, and led Australia to a series win over New Zealand. He has emulated him. He has achieved so much in the game, and that is a marvellous moment for him and the Australians. Incredible, a wonderful final, a fitting final at the end of a magnificent tournament that has had headlines from start to finish, and Lockyer has written his own. Bill has got Petro Sivanasiva with him.
Played in plenty of test matches. That must be one of the most nail-biting you've ever been involved in.
Oh, that's one of the best ever. It was always going to go to the wire. Two very competitive sides, and it just came down to who wanted it the most. And just so thankful we got Darren Lockyer on our side.
There was a time when it looked as though it was a question of who did want it most. I mean, nerves came into it as well, didn't they?
Yeah, it did. I mean, there were times there when we probably took the wrong options and didn't set up for the field goal in time. And New Zealand, to their credit, fought back and fought their way back into it. But can never forget the Aussie spirit. And I'm just so happy that the boys, this is the reward for such a fantastic effort.
Does this make up for last year?
Oh, definitely. That was just heartbreaking the way we got beaten, and it was the longest off season that I've ever had. Just in terms of the negative talk that we copped when we came back to Australia, but thankfully we got the result tonight, and Australian fans can be proud.
Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks for that. Cheers, mate.
Well, the Australians can be proud. The New Zealanders must be absolutely heartbroken because they scored 2 tries to 1 in normal time. They had 3 key figures off the field injured. They hung on in there. They had a couple of attempts, they nearly managed it, and in the end it was just a piece of sheer brilliance, first from Thurston, then from Lockyer, that has won this Tri-Nations final for the Green and Golds. And there in the middle of it all, in the light yellow jersey, is Alan Langer, the man whose achievements in 1998 has just been matched by the man himself, Darren Lockyer.
I must say that full credit goes to all the players. The spirit that this game was being played in was outstanding. They expected a real rough tournament. There were certain incidents, yes, but the final has been fitting, and it took some form of brilliance to ensure that the Green and Golds regained the Tri-Nations trophy. Thurston break, and the dream from the dream man, Darren Lockyer, sealed it all.
Well, sorry, Phil, you don't get your extra week in Sydney.
Yeah, but I tell you what, you get a special memory, don't you? That's why we go to follow rugby league games, because it might be upsetting if you're supporting New Zealand today, but it's something you'll never forget. You've witnessed a special moment in sporting history there today. You know, in recent times, Darren Lockyer hasn't been scored as many tries. He's been the creator of the tries for Australia and Queensland and the Brisbane Broncos, but he wouldn't score one more important than that.
Let's hear from the man himself. He's with Bill.
You've had some great moments in your career. That must be one of the sweetest.
You couldn't have written the script any better, really. You know, the whole week I just sort of been thinking about last game of the season, and it's great to finish on a win.
Did you think it was going to come? Nobody seemed to want it at one point.
No, well, I just think both teams are just hanging in there, waiting for that opportunity, and in the end we capitalised on one of ours.
The stamina. I mean, you come to this longest season, I think, in history of the game over here, something like that. You must have been out on your feet.
Yeah, that's for sure, mate. It was a long game, you know. It was very intense, and both teams were just hanging in there, and mate, the legs need a good rest.
What a season! Everything that's just fallen into place for you.
It has, mate. I mean, at the start of the year, if I had to script it the way it has, well, mate, it's just been a dream come true.
I hate to mention this, but not too long you'll be heading for the UK, and you can look forward to the Saints on a cold winter's night.
Yeah, it'll be different sort of weather conditions, but it's always exciting to go over there as the Australian champions will play against the British champions. It'll be a good game.
We look forward to seeing you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, we do. We look forward to seeing him in that match. Let's hope he makes the trip. Let's hope he turns up with the Brisbane Broncos. It's St Helens, of course. The champions of the Super League will face Brisbane Broncos back end of February. But look at the delight and the enjoyment of the moment for these Australian players. They will soon receive the Tri-Nations trophy, and it will be back where they believe it belongs. The third time that Australia have won this trophy. 1999, 2004, and this year 2006. Here's the golden moment from the golden boy, and we will see him receive the trophy when we return.